In an epic showdown at the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame emerged victorious over Penn State, edging out the Nittany Lions 27-24 on a clutch 41-yard field goal from Mitch Jeter with just 8 seconds remaining. The Fighting Irish's dramatic win secured their first trip to the national title game in 12 years, where they will now face the winner of the Cotton Bowl, either Ohio State or Texas, for a shot at the championship. A heart-stopping finish. It was a game full of twists and turns, but it all came down to Jeter's field goal to seal the win. The crucial kick came after Notre Dame's defense stepped up when it was needed most. With just 33 seconds left on the clock, Christian Gray intercepted Penn State quarterback Drew Allar in Penn State's own territory, giving the Irish a prime opportunity to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. However, things weren't always so clear for Notre Dame. After getting the ball back with 2:27 left in the game, the Irish looked like they might have the chance to win it in regulation. But a key third-down sack of quarterback Leonard forced them to punt, giving Penn State one final opportunity to drive down the field and win the game. But in what felt like déjà vu for Penn State fans, Allar's second play of the ensuing drive ended in disaster. He threw an interception to Gray again, sending the Irish back to work with just 42 yards to go for a game-winning field goal. Leonard quickly got the offense into field goal range with a pass to Jaden Greathouse, setting up Jeter's clutch kick. Jeter overcomes struggles. Jeter's game winner was especially sweet for the kicker, who had endured a tough season up until that point. A former reliable kicker for South Carolina, Jeter arrived at Notre Dame with high expectations but struggled throughout the year due to a lingering groin injury. Heading into the Orange Bowl, Jeter was just 11 of 18 on field goals, and Notre Dame was ranked as the worst team in the nation in terms of field goal efficiency, with a dismal 13 of 24 conversion rate. But Jeter showed up big when it mattered most. In the postseason, he was perfect in the Orange Bowl, nailing both of his field goal attempts, including the game winner. It was a redemptive moment for a kicker who had battled through injury all season but still came through for his team when they needed him the most. A thrilling second half. The Orange Bowl was a tale of two halves. After a sluggish first half where only 13 points were scored, the second half exploded into action, particularly in the fourth quarter. The teams combined for 31 points in the final 15 minutes, with Notre Dame storming back from a 17-7 deficit to tie the game at 24-24 on a 54-yard touchdown pass from Leonard to Greathouse. Greathouse's touchdown was a thing of beauty. He turned a routine pass into a highlight reel play, causing two Penn State defenders to fall down in the process and scampering into the end zone. The Irish's offensive surge came on the heels of Penn State's own 14-point scoring run, which had briefly given them the lead. Notre Dame's defense had been bending but not breaking, and with Penn State's offense struggling to find a rhythm, the Irish capitalized on every mistake, including Allar's costly turnovers in the final moments of the game. Leonard's toughness. Notre Dame's quarterback, Leonard, showed grit throughout the game, especially considering he had to sit out part of the second quarter after a hit that left him being evaluated for a concussion. After missing part of the second quarter, Leonard returned to the field in the second half, cleared by medical staff, and made some critical plays, including the touchdown pass to Greathouse. Leonard's toughness and leadership helped Notre Dame stay in the game and ultimately come out on top. Despite throwing 2 interceptions, Leonard was 15 of 23 passing for 223 yards, leading the Irish to victory after a rocky start to the game. Penn State's offensive struggles. On the other side of the ball, Penn State's offense had a difficult time finding a rhythm. Quarterback Drew Allar was limited, completing just 12 of 23 passes for 135 yards and throwing 2 costly interceptions. The Nittany Lions running back, Nick Singleton, had a strong showing with 3 touchdowns and a total of 204 rushing yards. But the passing game faltered, as Allar was unable to connect with his wide receivers. In fact, none of the Nittany Lions wide receivers caught a pass in the game. Allar's 12 completions were all to tight ends and running backs, with star tight end Tyler Warren leading the way with 6 catches for 68 yards. The lack of production from the wide receiver corps was a glaring weakness for Penn State throughout the season, and it was a major factor in their loss to Notre Dame. Third down dominance. A major difference in the game was Notre Dame's success on third downs. The Irish converted 11 of their 17 third down attempts, including 8 of their last 11, which allowed them to keep their offense on the field and keep the pressure on Penn State. Meanwhile, Penn State struggled on third down, converting just 3 of 11 attempts. Looking ahead for Notre Dame and Penn State. With the win, Notre Dame advances to the national title game with an impressive 13-game winning streak. They haven't lost since week 2. And their 2024 campaign has been one of redemption after the team's last national championship appearance in 2012 ended in a crushing defeat to Alabama. A win on January 20 would give the Fighting Irish their first national title since 1988. And they're certainly riding high after this dramatic victory over Penn State. For Penn State, there are still a lot of positives to take away from their season. Despite the heartbreaking loss, Alar will return next season, and the Nittany Lions are poised to be a contender once again. Though they will need to improve their wide receiver play and quarterback performance in big games if they want to be serious national title contenders in 2025. For now, Notre Dame has its sights set on the biggest prize in college football, a national championship. But the road to that title won't be easy, as they now have to face a tough opponent in either Ohio State or Texas. One thing is for sure, if they can keep up the momentum from this thrilling Orange Bowl victory, they're a team to watch on the biggest stage. Notre Dame advances to college football playoff semifinals with Sugar Bowl win over Georgia. Notre Dame, ranked number 7, delivered a decisive 23-10 victory over number 2 Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, securing a spot in the College Football Playoff (CFP) semifinals. The Fighting Irish's win was propelled by a remarkable 1-minute stretch that saw them score 17 points in just 54 seconds, bridging the second and third quarters. Key moments in the victory. End of the first half. Notre Dame took a 6-3 lead late in the second quarter with a field goal by Mitch Jeter. Just 11 seconds later, they capitalized on a fumble forced by R.J. Owen on Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton, which was recovered by junior Tuahalamaka. Riley Leonard then connected with Bo Collins for a 13-yard touchdown to extend the lead to 13-3 at halftime. Opening the second half, Notre Dame further seized control as Jaden Harrison returned a kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown, pushing the lead to 20-3. This quick strike exemplified the importance of winning the middle 8, the final 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, a key strategy in the game. Georgia's struggles. Gunnar Stockton's first start, in his first start due to Carson Beck's injury. Stockton showed poise, completing 20 of 32 passes for 234 yards and a touchdown. However, Georgia's offensive line struggled to protect him, and his receivers dropped key passes, including a potential big play from Dylan Bell. Turnovers and inconsistent running game. The Bulldogs fumbled twice, including a critical turnover in the red zone. Georgia managed only 69 rushing yards on 28 carries, with Stockton's sack yardage contributing to the low total. Notre Dame's offensive strategy. Riley Leonard's dual threat. Leonard, while only completing 15 of 24 passes for 90 yards, was a key factor on the ground. He rushed 14 times for 80 yards, including critical runs to extend drives and keep the clock running late in the game. His ability to move the ball with his legs helped Notre Dame maintain control and ultimately secure the win. What's next? Notre Dame's victory sets up a matchup with Penn State in the Orange Bowl on January 9. This marks their 12th consecutive win, extending the longest active winning streak in college football. With this momentum, the Fighting Irish will be looking to continue their impressive run in the CFP semifinals, aiming for a spot in the national title game. This Sugar Bowl win is especially significant for Notre Dame, as it marks their first victory over Georgia in 4 attempts and is the team's most significant bowl victory in years, surpassing their last major postseason win in 1994.